I have CJ joining me from Reach Metaverse. Now, CJ, you've been on this podcast before. If you want to check out some of the previous interviews, you can check out the links in the top right-hand corner so you can learn a little bit more about the Reach Metaverse. But CJ, awesome to have you back.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure chatting with you.
So what has been happening? I've seen a whole bunch of activity and things change around the branding even what you guys have been working on. Can you give us an update of what's been happening on the project?
Yeah, definitely. We've been having a lot of growth, a lot of development recently. Couple areas where we've been seeing some of our most focus has been actually developing out our platform to be more accessible. We've had one of our clients that's been doing work within the Web 2 space in physical therapy has grown, gained some traction. We have a token launch coming up, part of the Genius X multi-token ISPO. So our TGE is up on the 23rd. We're planning a initial coin offering soon. Been working with Stephen Ward from ViFi, and also actually brought on Dean Zois from ViFi as an advisor as well. So been growing a lot in a couple different areas, have a dashboard that's up and available for people to use now. So lots of things in lots of different areas.
So let's go back into all that. So first off, the improvements, the usability of the platform and everything around creating the environments and stuff. What specifically can you highlight from that?
Generally, what we've been working on is our builder and the ease of building. So trying to take a lot of these tools that you use generally towards like Unity focus and bringing them down into more bite-sized chunks for people who don't have that 3D development experience, to bring them in to have the ability to build a metaverse and build these 3D environments within our Myverse builder, and then the ability to manage those worlds and the prefabs and assets that those individuals are able to upload. Just generally making it easier for individuals to build more with less.
So how quickly would it take for someone like me with absolutely no 3D experience to jump on the platform and start building a full environment?
You could have a full environment up in a day. There's actually,
wow.
It's been great. One of the cool tools that we've been using recently is Gitbook actually has AI that'll integrate into your documentation. So you can ask the documentation questions. So if you're new and you're a user that's trying to learn what's the best way to do this, you might want to know, how do I upload this asset that I have so I can use it in my world? And you can just ask it that and it'll tell you, because all that documentation's there. We recently updated the documentation to include some of the more features of building and integrating those elements.
That is absolutely cool. That is super, super cool. Now, you also mentioned your token as well. Like, how does the token come into play in the ecosystem? Because I can just go to your website and just spawn up a metaverse at the moment. So where does the token all come into that?
Definitely. So our token, we see it as the best way to provide more access to our services, as well as providing ways to incentivize use of our platform. So mainly, you can actually use our token to purchase our subscription and to basically be able to build bigger and more and to host larger and larger spaces, as well as being able to use it within our world. So say you're a project that wants to have an economic system, but you don't want to go through the process of building out a full tokenomics model. You can use our token within the worlds that you create for different levels of functionality. We're developing a marketplace that you'll be able to use the token in, reward system, incentives, different methods. Like if you build a highly functional world that draws a lot of traffic, or maybe even it's not a super highly functional world, you just build something cool and you want to share it and you get a lot of people. We're incentivizing people who can build high traffic things, just like YouTube celebrates and incentivizes high traffic videos. And additionally, like I was saying, for people who are using it to access the platform, you'll be able to redeem token for services instead of paying with USD. So we'll be able to provide an onboard for Web 2 projects and companies that might not normally use Web 3 and blockchain for blockchain services, but they can use tokens to access this tool that they're already going to use, but at a better rate for them.
You also mentioned that you have Vi Finance, or you're working with Vi Finance. You've got an advisor there, and talking with Stephen Ward, and their platform is launched at the moment. So does this mean we'll actually see the Reach token on their DEX and platform as well? Is that what you're planning, or what hidden things are you working with the team there?
Yeah, it's been great. Stephen Ward, we actually met him at CNFTCon and just hit it off. He's a brilliant guy and knows his way around tokenomics, speaks world round on the topic. So it's been eye-opening being able to sit with him and over the past 6 to 8 months just tear into building an economic model that is, one, going to be long lasting, and two, going to provide value to the users, different mechanisms within that to just be a robust system. So we are working with Wi-Fi on having a few utilities with Wi-Fi on launch. So that's super exciting. We are planning to do the initial coin offering within the first week of June, and then details on where to access and the different utilities that are going to be live are going to be coming out a little bit after our TGE on the 23rd.
All right, very exciting month for you guys here. A lot of developments previously, and then you've got the TGE on the 23rd. So I'm looking forward to that. And I did stake in the multi-token ISPO, so I'll finally get some of your tokens as well. So I'm assuming some other projects doing a TGE around the same time, or is it just you guys?
Yep. So I believe it's 4 of the 5 projects that were in the multi-token ISPO are all doing the TGE on the 23rd. We're doing it with Tosi Drop. And then our generation will be on the 23rd. We'll do some test transactions with Tosi to make sure everything's working fine. And then I believe it's on the 26th that everybody's going to get our tokens as well as those other projects in their wallets. And then moving on from there, the distribution on how that's laid out, I believe is in either a post or a Medium article that Genius put out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Brilliant. I'll find those links and references and put them all in the show notes. And finally, the ICO. Do you have many more details about that and how people will be participating and what platforms you're going to be using? You're going to use your own or another partner?
We're still working on some of the details on that. There's a whole KYC process and, the legalities of where you can offer tokens and how the best way to access that. So those details are going to be coming on the best ways for people to be able to access that. We have a link on our website. Actually, it's our pinned tweet. It has documentation, it has everything, and it has a link to where, if we're doing it ourselves, it'll be. Otherwise, that link's going to push exactly to where you can buy the token. So that link, which has our TGE date, when we have the ICO, that link will point you exactly to where you need to be. And we'll have an article coming out soon with all the processes and how to get your token.
All right, I'll make sure I update all the links and references for this video for when that information does come out. So if you're watching this in the future, you're not left wondering where on earth to go to find out more information about Reach Metaverse and also the token generation event and the ICO. It's a lot happening for you guys.
Yeah.
So CJ, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode to talk and give us an update around Reach Metaverse and what's happening with you guys. And good luck with the token generation event and everything else.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, gotta do it like that. You've been listening to the Learn Cardano podcast. Gotta get it hype. Crypto is what we like, but this is not investment or financial advice. Gotta do your research, cause it's risky. We know it is. This show is educational and it's informative. Crypto's the future, really, it ain't no debate.